We are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 112, where we discuss recent K-pop news and events, have a visit from Cousin Harold, and give you the state of the nation. All right, news and events from last week. So the first one's it's a little bit sad. Not even a little bit, it's just sad. So, Suga recovering from shoulder surgery. In an official statement released on November 6th, Big Hit Entertainment shared that BTS Suga underwent surgery to repair his torn shoulder labrum on November 3rd. He decided to receive surgery in preparation for his mandatory military service, as well as for the future of his career, and the decision was made after extensive discussion with the agency. The statement also outlined Suga's shoulder issues, beginning with a car accident in 2012 before his debut, which led to a diagnosis of a dislocated shoulder in 2013.
Oh my goodness.
His shoulder pains continued, and in 2019 he was given a further diagnosis of a posterior labral tear on his left shoulder, meaning that the cartilage around his left shoulder joint had been torn. Since then, he had continued to receive various treatment to prevent his injury from affecting his activities. Suga will begin physical therapy so that he can ultimately return to the stage healthy and fully recovered. It may be difficult for Suga to meet his long-awaited fans for some time, including the upcoming BTS B album promotional activities.
Jeez. Man, yeah. I had no clue he had this physical status.
Yeah, before we talk about it, saying the word shoulder surgery is not very easy back to back. That was a bit of a struggle. Sorry.
Shoulder
You
surgery.
did great.
Yeah, you're fine.
Overall, though, obviously it sucks that I would say for the most part, he's most likely not going to be a part of the B promotions. That obviously sucks, right? Now, objectively. At the same time, though, I'm happy that if he's been dealing with this since like 2012, 13, that's like...
Jeez.
like 7-8 years to have a bad bum shoulder. I'm happy that he's getting it fixed because that's kind of stuff can be debilitating. One of my friends, he played a lot of baseball growing up and he has terrible shoulder problems now. Like the arm can't be lifted all that high because it's just ruined it all over time.
Yeah.
And like he's been debating getting surgery as well. So it's clearly like And like in real life though, it's not like you're gonna be flailing around your arm, right? So you can probably live with it. But for a career like being a performer, like that's kind of debilitating, I would say.
Right. If you're dancing, I'm assuming you're moving your shoulder muscle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't imagine that's pleasurable. Like that's gotta hurt. Like
all the time.
yeah, and he's been doing it for how many years now? Like Jesus, yeah. I mean, I'm glad the surgery went okay. You know, like. I'm glad it was successful. I kind of can't believe that he's been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I heard that some fans like like BTS fans kind of knew of the history where there was an accident, yada yada yada. But like for someone like me who's more like a casual, I had no clue that he'd been struggling with this. Obviously we wish him the best. Anita, do you have any comments about this?
Yeah, just a speedy recovery, hopefully, and yeah, it is a little bit sad for fans that are hoping to see all 7 in the promotional activities that are coming up. But I think it's for the best. I think it's better to deal with this now than having like repercussions later on, especially like preparing for military service and just life in general. Like you don't want to be going on with this for so long.
Right.
So hopefully it all works out.
I had a relative, kind of a distant relative, and he was in a car accident way back in the day, you know, years, right after I was born, actually. And he was like, oh, I'm good, you know, like, I'm fine. It turns out he wasn't. He's, you know, not doing well nowadays. So if you need to go to the doctors, go to the doctors. You know, doctors are nice people, as long as you can afford it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think another thing is like if we look at the temporality of the injury, right? So he had dislocated 2013, and then he had more pains up until 2019, and they furthered his diagnosis. It means that obviously his activities affected it more, right?
Yeah.
Because he has a worse diagnosis now. I think it's just like about time. Like I think a lot of people when they're suffering in pain, they're like, all right, we gotta do something because this is unbearable, right? And I'm sure if he could delay it, he would have because that's how dedicated they are to their craft. But I'm happy that he made the decision to fix something that was clearly bothering him.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Next one. This is going to be a fun topic. End of the year award shows. We love those. SojuTalk has one too. We'll talk about that at the end. But First thing, we got some news articles regarding them. BTS is the first artist confirmed to attend 2020 Mama. CJ E&M went on to reveal, quote, through their performances as this year's Mama, fans will be able to see BTS perform songs from their new album B, which is due out on November 20th. The 2020 Mnet Asian Music Awards, also known as Mama, will be held on December 6th in an untacked, more or less they mean contact-free format. All right. There are also reportedly discussions for a special stage with the 101 members at Mama 2020. Previously, at K-Contact Season 2, a special collaboration stage took place with 101 members Sunghoon, Daehee, Jaehwan, Woojin, and Jihoon. So basically what that's saying is that previously at K-Contact Season 2, there was some kind of collab stage. We don't know the extent of the one we might be getting at Mama, but it seems like it's going to be kind of big. Additionally, if you remember last week, Mama's also in discussions to have Treasure there, which would be kind of cool.
Right, yeah.
Next, BTS is also confirmed to attend the Melon Music Awards 2020 MMA week. No, they are not elbowing each other in the face or kneeing each other. It's about music. Where they BTS previously swept all 4 day songs in 2019 there. So that's kind of cool. MMA week, it really sounds like they're going to cage fight. But, so it's going to begin on December 2nd and run through December 5th. I don't know why you would call it MMA week. MMA is a pretty big term in Korea too these days, right? Like,
I mean, like, I feel like the people who like K-pop are like, there isn't that big of an overlap with like people who enjoy.
But still, for someone like me, I'm like, yo, we're gonna get in the cage and duke it out.
It'd be interesting, you know, like best fighter award, you know.
Fighter award. I think Jesse would win that one. Just saying.
Best fist award.
But all right. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to go through the Mama nominees, which we mentioned last week. So in order to be eligible, music had to be released between October 24th, 2019 to October 28th, 2020. So that's the time window. We're not going to like pick who we think are going to win specifically because we will be doing that at the SojuTalk Award Show, which we hold at the end of the year. And a quick public service announcement about that. Over the next like month or so, we're going to start to ask for nominees for our categories. So that should be happening. So be on the lookout for that. But in terms of the Mama nominees, notable snubs. So these people did not appear anywhere on the ballot, right? Stray Kids, GFriend, G-Idol, The Boys, and Pentagon.
Man.
Yeah. Some of those snubs. We'll talk about them more when we get into the categories. We're only going to be talking about the main ones, though. So first one, Best New Male Artist. So essentially Rookie of the Year for guy groups. The nominees are Gravity, MCND, TOO, Treasure, and WeI.
And I'm assuming all of them have debuted this year.
Yeah, well, they all debuted
between October 24th.
Yeah, within that time span.
Okay.
I think this is a 2-horse race.
Let me guess who. Treasure.
Yep.
And Kravitz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the two for sure.
Yeah.
The way I want to talk about this is in terms of the politics at play too. You know, because like the politics at these award shows play a big factor. My feelings are right. I think it's really a toss up between Gravity and Treasure. But because they made a big deal about the fact Treasure might be coming, if they come, I'm almost positive that they'll give this to Treasure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if they're putting all that marketing space behind Treasure, you know, might as well give them the award, I guess.
No, and that being said, Treasure did lead all of these boy groups in terms of album sales.
That's true.
How you feel about the music though is more subjective, but they I think objectively did sell the most out of these groups.
I mean, Mama's not really about how good music is, right? It's about like how popular people have been.
I think popularity plays a pretty big part. That being said, WeI is pretty good. TOO had that run on Road to Kingdom, which was nice, and MCND Ice Age, cool song.
Yeah,
cool song.
But we all kind of agree we would lean towards Treasure, right? I think
it's.
I think so. Yeah,
I would personally.
Yeah.
Anita sounds a little bit more undecided, but
yes.
Let's move on to Best New Female Artist. So the 5 nominees are Secret Number, Woo-ah, Natty, Signature, and Weekly.
Oh my goodness.
So I also think this is a 2-horse race. but I'll explain why. So I think it's between Weekly and Secret Number. The reasoning is Secret Number fan group has been going ham in the voting.
Nice.
Really?
Like
Wow.
absolutely ham in the voting. Like it's surprising how ham.
I'm gonna look up the number of votes they got.
I think though, because fan vote is not the definitive factor, there's a lot of other things. I would overwhelmingly guess that Weekly's gonna win this one.
I mean, if actually, well, to be frank, I haven't checked out a lot of the stuff from Secret Number, but they do have I did notice that they have a very strong, like, dedicated fandom, right? Like,
Also,
Yeah,
their
yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
numbers are crazy for a group of their size.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think that we can say for sure that Weekly has it in the bag.
It's
You know?
pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, Natty's kind of a homegrown talent too.
Dang.
She is in Stone, which is under the CJ umbrella,
Oh.
Ooh, okay, that's a little spicy.
right?
Yeah.
But I think Weekly. Personally, I think Weekly will probably end up with it.
I would prefer Weekly as well, personally.
All right, let's move on to Best Male Artist. We have Kang Daniel, JYP himself, Baekhyun, Zico, Taemin. I don't know if Mama's the type of music show to spread out the awards, right? But because you know how some music shows, if you win the top ones, they don't give you the smaller ones, right?
Right.
That being said, I think overwhelmingly out of these 5, Zico had the best year.
Ooh, really?
You don't think? I think just Eddie's song alone gives him it.
I think any song makes it best song of the year, maybe.
Yes.
Okay,
I agree
okay.
with that.
Best male artist.
Would-
I
are
would
you thinking
easily-
Taemin?
Yeah, easily Taemin.
Okay. I also think we can't overlook Baekhyun with Candy and that whole album, which
That's
sold a
true.
That's what
gajillion
I was
copies.
thinking. Yeah.
And
I
also,
guess
like,
it's a three-way split.
novelty factor of JYP when we disco. Like, if he's willing to perform again, like, because he's performed at these end of the year shows, who
That's
knows?
true.
Oh.
I do think, though, that it's probably between Zico, Taemin, and I would probably say Baekhyun. I think that's the most likely 3. We'll have to see, though. Next, Best Female Artist. So we have Sunmi, IU, Chungha, Taeyeon, Hwasa. Note, this includes Blooming from IU last year.
Oh,
my goodness.
Okay, that changes
Yeah.
it up a little bit.
It does include it.
This
I looked it up.
is hard.
I would put my bets on IU or Hwasa here.
That's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I think Sunmi, Borapipam, I think we liked it more than the Gen Public did,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I think Chungha released a lot of stuff, but we never got an actual album, if I know correctly.
No, no.
She just released a lot of
yeah.
like collabs / her own stuff, but none of it was like, this is the release that I'm releasing this year,
Right.
which is fine. I think Chungha has been really relevant though. Taeyeon had that
End of
she had
the
a-
year thing.
Yeah, last year she had some songs. I know she had Spark, right?
Right.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
She might have had other songs, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But I think that I honestly think it's gonna come down to Hwasa's Maria versus IU and her songs, right? So she did the Into the Island thing, she did Blooming, and
True.
she had Love Poem. Was that the one? I
think
think
so,
was
yeah.
also one of her songs. And she also had 8 featuring Suga,
8,
which
yeah.
blew up too.
Right.
I think they're gonna give it to IU personally,
Yeah.
based on everything she's done. Do y'all have any other opinion? I think it does come down to Hwasa and IU though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Porapipam did have a nice run, but the amount of popularity, like general popularity that Hwasa has, and like the
Yeah.
amount of influence IU's had over the music market this year, it's kind of impossible to ignore.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Best male group: EXO, GOT7, NCT, Monsta X, BTS, and 17. This is the point where I was like, how could we not even throw Stray Kids a bone this year in this category?
Yeah, very interesting not to have them included.
They did have a very strong year.
I thought like we could have expanded this out to maybe 10 groups. We could have included the boys because they had a good year
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
They won Road to Kingdom, right? Like I was just like, there's some snubs here. That being said, out of these ones, I think that either if you want to give the award to probably the people who should win it is probably BTS. But if we're gonna spread out the awards, we would probably give it to NCT. That's how I think.
Okay, if we couldn't pick BTS, sure, I'm picking NCT. But I mean, I would. It's I would pick.
It has to be BTS,
right? How are you going to argue that? Like,
I know. How can you argue that? Right?
I mean, no offense to NCT, then but you got BTS. I can't. It's like they're on another level.
You pretty much agree with that, right? Like,
yeah.
How can we give it to anyone else? Honestly,
it depends how they're gonna distribute the awards.
That's
like,
what
if they're
it
gonna
comes
try
down
to be like share the wealth, right? But
I do agree. I do think though. I'll say my take now. I think BTS should win it. I think NCT though, and I honestly think Stray Kids should have been in this category. Like, I think it's crazy that they're not. Personally,
yeah, I feel like they were excluded because maybe they're like closer to the rookie range rather than like
because they're younger. Like,
right.
I think I just don't think that's a good excuse though.
See, that's what I'm thinking as well because they had a really strong year. Like remember like
Backdoor and God's Menu. Those two songs, man, like, amazing.
That was amazing.
And they for reference, they didn't even give them Song of the Year nomination, even though they have 47 nominees. They didn't include either of those songs in there. Something's wrong with that, I think.
Yeah, you got twice as more and more here? Nah.
But the next category, Best Female Group. Blackpink, Twice, Red Velvet, Mamamoo, IZ*ONE, Oh My Girl.
Oh,
it's a spicy one.
Okay. So my thought process was, right? Oh My Girl had a breakout year, right?
Yes,
but I think relative to these other groups, I really don't think they can compete all that much. I also think IZ*ONE. We've only had Secret Story of the Swan. I gotta look up the dates of when was Fiesta in.
Earlier in the year, yeah.
Okay, that changes things now because I forgot Fiesta was early 2020. Oh, that's tough. Mamamoo, Red Velvet, Twice, Black. I think by all accounts, although Red Velvet did have the Irene Sogi stuff, we're only counting the group stuff here.
right.
We only have Psycho to go on, which was, although it was a great song, it's one song, right?
Yeah.
Twice though, right? Blackpink though.
Yeah, Blackpink.
You know who I think they should give it to? I had been debating this. I think they give it to Blackpink.
I have no objections against that. I've been saying it's spicy, but I think I've been telling myself it should be probably Blackpink the entire time.
I know we might not have been a fan of all the songs, the 3 songs they released, right? In different aspects. But at the same time, just the pure amount of sales the album had, over 1 million,
The hype
is almost double the second most selling album for a girl group of all time.
Right. I think a big part of what plays into Mama is hype.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hype behind Blackpink this year was tremendous.
Huge.
They finally delivered on it too. A little,
Yeah.
like they finally delivered on it. I thought.
They didn't lie this time around. I was surprised.
I mean, we didn't get the solos. Let's not.
That
say-
was
Still
a
waiting
long
on
time
the
ago.
solos.
We're
Forget
still
it.
waiting on that. We're still waiting on that. Anita, though, do you kind of agree with us? I think it comes down to probably Blackpink Twice and a little bit of IZ*ONE.
I very much lean to Blackpink just because of how well the album sold.
Yeah.
As a just an overall girl group numbers, that's very impressive.
All right, Song of the Year. The way they do it is completely a mess. They nominated 47 songs, right?
Wow.
Christ.
I think they eventually cut the list a little, but for right now, we only have 47 songs. I listed the 21 songs that I think are most likely. I'm sorry if I missed out on a song that you thought was good, but let me go through them. So Baekhyun's Candy. I have Baekhyun with Square. You remember that song? That was great.
Yes.
Oh,
Blackpink,
great, yeah.
the song they included was How You Like That. BTS's Dynamite. Changmo's Meteor. GOT7's Zombie. EXO's Obsession. Gaho with Start, which was the OST from Itaewon Class, the biggest drama of the year. Hwasa's Maria. ITZY's Wannabe. IU's Blooming. IU's 8, produced and featuring Suga. IZ*ONE's Secret Story of the Swan. EHI's Holo. Mamamoo's Hip, NCT 127's Kick It, Oh My Girl, Nonstop, Red Velvet Psycho, Twice's More and More, TXT, Can't You See Me, and Zico's Any Song. There was also a Yumta song on the list, but I didn't put it here.
Oh,
It was a bad Yumta song. It was Amanda,
Oh.
which is
Dang.
there's been better songs from him. Yeah.
I think that so that's 21, right? And then I further cut it down to 10 that I think are most likely out of those ones. So the ones I bolded were How You Like That, Dynamite, Maria, Wanna Be 8 featuring Suga, Kick It, Nonstop, Psycho, More and More, and Any Song. I think those were like the biggest songs of the year.
Wait a minute. I kind of sounded like weekly there.
Yeah, you did.
Wait, was Sock City not in here?
No,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's
they did not include them. I would have put it on this if they did. They did not include them.
wow. That was the most selling song of August, and they didn't put it on. I'm
I
surprised.
think that the Song of the Year argument really comes down to 2 songs though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to Dynamite and Any Song this
Yep.
year.
Oh.
Oh, you don't
who-
agree with that?
oh.
Who- What's the third song?
Lord.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking 3 songs. I was thinking
Who?
between Dynamite, Any Song, and 8.
Ah.
8. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, 8 fared a little better than Dynamite on the streaming market.
Okay, so I could see that too. So Dynamite, Any Song, and maybe 8, right? Let's say it like that, right? I kind of agree with that. I think if they're going to, so I'll maybe spoiler for the next category. If they're gonna give Artist of the Year to BTS, I would like them to give Any Song the Song of the Year because I thought it was the most viral song of the year.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
and I think like it deserves it for how big it got in Korea. Are you guys are kind of in agreement? I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I do think I have a lot of stuff I want to say, but we should probably save it for that episode, you know?
For our episode.
For our episode.
For our show.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, Artist of the Year, though, anyone nominated for the rookie categories, the group categories, or the solo artist categories is included in that. So the weird thing is, like, a group like Treasure is included in the Artist of the Year nominees, like something
Wow.
like that.
Oh.
That's how they
Okay.
do it here.
Wait, is Yumta also included in Artist of the Year nominee?
No, because he's a song, not a.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Baku.
the groups that I think have the best shot, though, so for guy groups, I put BTS and NCT. For girl groups, I put Blackpink, Twice, and IZ*ONE. For solo artists, I put Zico, Baekhyun, and IU.
Okay.
I think you gotta give it to BTS, though. Come on, right?
It would make more sense. Yes.
I would agree with that. I think someone could make an argument for Blackpink.
I can see that as well.
I think they've had the biggest, between the ones you've listed, I think they've had the biggest increase.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So
But-
yeah.
Do you kind of agree with the short list that I just picked out, though, for the most part?
Yeah. I think for the most part, especially the ones you have in bold, which is BTS, NCT, Blackpink, and Zico.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I think those
especially
four
those four.
artists really define 2020 so far.
Right.
Even though 2020 by all accounts has been kind of crap, those 4 groups have released good music then. So
They have.
But yeah, so that's the Mama nominees. Some interesting snubs, interesting inclusions. We'll have to see what happens though. Who knows what's going to happen because politics do play a part at Mama for sure.
That's true.
All right, quick takes. This one's kind of sad. It dropped right before the pod went live. Kang Daniel and Twice's Geo reportedly have broken up due to their busy schedules. JYP then stated that we are looking into the reports. I guess Kang Daniel probably is asking himself, "Am I still dating her?" Question mark. That's how he's gonna ask his company.
Imagine how sad that is.
I don't know.
Asking your manager, like, is she broken up with me?
A little bit sad though. I kind of like that couple.
Yeah.
Next, Nita's gonna be happy. So NCT will make their comeback with Resonance Part 2 on November 23rd, and additionally, Resonance Part 1 surpassed 1.4 million album sales in less than a month.
Wow.
A lot of sales. Next, pre-orders for ENHYPEN's debut album Border Day 1 have exceeded 150,000 copies in 2 days. So in the first 2 days, sold 150K.
Wow.
B-Lift has stated that the album is selling fast, not just in Korea, but also in the US and Japan. I think that makes sense with the premise of the show. Additionally, ENHYPEN's reality show is set to air on November 11th on Mnet.
Oh, Pepperote. Wow.
So on the day this is coming out, it might be like airing the second this comes out, like literally because of the time
Wow.
difference.
Oh, that's true. Real
Next
quick
one.
update. On the real quick update on the Kang Daniel trio situation, about 30 minutes ago, JYP did come out, and they are broken up.
Confirmed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
Yeah. All right. In happy news, though, according to CJ E&M's Q3 financial report that they gave at some kind of like meeting or something, IZ*ONE will release an album in December. Ooh. We don't got many of those left, so I'm happy we're getting it. IZ*ONE forever. All right. Next, Harold came out a little bit there. FNC Entertainment announced 2020 FNC Pickup Stage Girls. Weird name. In search of the next generation of female idols for an upcoming group. They are seeking talented individuals born in 2001 or later.
Wow.
That's kind of weird. Those eligible can apply until December 7th with more information available on FNC's website.
Cherry Bullet's still kind of in the rookie phase,
I know. And they just did P1 Harmony too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I guess they're diversifying their portfolio, if you will, but I don't know.
That's a lot of groups in a little amount of time, right?
Yeah.
All right,
fast.
let's move on. This one is interesting. On October 28th, the Los Angeles City Council officially announced the decision to name the intersection at Oxford and 6th the SM Entertainment Square, honoring SM and Isuman's contribution to promoting Korean culture in LA. SM has also planned to build an entertainment complex next to the intersection, and it seems like it's going to be like a museum or some kind of exhibit.
I guess it makes sense, given LA has K-Town, but...
Very
Kinda
interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's a merch store, I'm kind of down for that.
Oh, we gotta go to LA sometime, man.
Next, Dreamcatcher's official Weverse opened today on November 9th. They had some other platform that they like used. It was called something Dreamcatcher. It was like their own in-house thing. They canceled that. They're like, we going on Weverse now. So they have joined other non-big hit umbrella artists, CL, P1 Harmony, Weekly, Sunmi, and Henry Law on the platform on top of in-house artists BTS, TXT, and Hypen, 17, Newest, and GFriend.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Lastly, SM Entertainment has announced that due to a knee injury, NCT's Jisung will not be taking part in performances for the time being. Anita, how do you feel about that one?
Interesting, because I don't think they've released like the lineup for the title track of the second part of the album, but I expected Jisung to be in it, so I'm wondering if this means that he was going to be in it and now he will not be able to perform. So hopefully it's not too serious though, and he can come back soon.
One other news that is kind of like, how do I put, not confirmed but interesting. There's this thing called Into the Universe, and they have a Twitter account called Universe_official. They have this trailer out right now, and the whole tagline is "Find Your Missing Artist," and they're basically saying it's a new way to interact with your favorite artist. And in this trailer, there's like references to certain K-pop people. Like IZ*ONE's in the like a part of their music videos in the trailer, but not like there's a whole bunch of people in this trailer, and we have no clue what this thing is.
You said it's called Into the Universe?
Yeah, look it up on Twitter, Warren. That's their handle, Into the Universe. It's really strange because there's now information about it other than this trailer, which references a couple music videos. It might be fake. It might be real. There's a pre-registration that's gonna go along with it, so it seems like it's real.
So,
Who knows what
the only
it is?
stuff I get with Into the Universe is Stephen Hawking's, Spider-Man,
yes.
Final Fantasy 14, surprisingly. I'll have to do a little bit of digging to find them, but
Okay, Warren, if
Interesting,
you look in our Discord real quick, Warren, and go to the K-pop channel and scroll up a little bit, the link is there. All right. So, wait, but you have to do comebacks and releases right now. So
comebacks and releases! Oh, okay, November 10th on Tuesday, we have Junsu. November 11th on Wednesday, we have Elast, as well as Jamie. November 12th on Thursday, we have Stacy's debut. That's the group from Black Eyed Pilsung, as well as Lucy and Naughty. November 16th on Monday, the week after, we got B2B4U, the unit debut, as well as Mamamoo coming back. In other confirmed release news, we have Woods coming back November 17th, Saiyan Blue confirmed for November 17th, NCT for November 23rd, GOT7 on November 30th, BoA on December 1st, Victon December 1st, and IZ*ONE December. Thank you for the link, Douglas.
I sent you the link. I will start to do in terms of next week, right? Akmu, gotta do that. We love Akmu in this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to cover Stacy's debut. I think that's interesting. B2B unit, most likely. And then we're probably going to debate between Jamie or Natty, I would say. Most likely. Yeah.
We'll see what
but I'm going to go get Cousin Harold for hot takes and fuego questions with Harold. Today is a question, and I think it should be an interesting discussion. So let me go get Cousin Harold.
Cool.
All right.
So, cool. While he's doing that, I'm universe-official.io. Says a new ways to connect with your artists. Pre-registration starting November 12th. That's about it. Nothing
Harold's
more.
having technical difficulties.
I'm dragging out the time for you.
What's wrong with Harold?
Oh, okay. Well, don't pay attention to Harold. Pay attention to Anita. Or hello.
Harold couldn't find his glasses, like the supposed hidden ballots all over the place. But the question of the week is, what expectations does the crew hold for idol rappers? Boom. You look nice today, Warren.
Thank you.
Wow,
I
a
tried to go for
compliment.
I know.
Wow.
That feels weird. Why did you do that?
Maybe it's reverse psychology.
Dang.
Now I feel bad now.
All right, but the so you've been looking at this universe official thing, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
I'm not sure what references they're making. I'm sure fans will pick it out. I can't tell
So
anything.
there's like, how do I put it? There's like bits of music videos in this video.
Yeah, I can tell they're from music videos, but it honestly almost feels like a collage of cool looking shots with like planets exploding and people's eyes.
Some of the groups that people think are in it, let me scroll up to. So a lot of people in our Discord were like talking about what references that they were seeing and things like that. I need to scroll up a little.
People are saying Astro.
I heard CIX. I heard IZ*ONE. Things like AB6. I also heard. So the weird thing is none of the groups that were people think are in this were really like connected in any way. So that's why they were confused. Also, I heard G Idol. People were thinking they're referenced in it.
Okay.
Who knows though?
But let's get to the
the question. Let's get back to the question.
Questions with Harold.
So, what expectations does the crew hold for idol rappers? I think someone should take it away.
Go out, Warren.
Shout outs to KME, right? He submitted a question. One of the Discord mods. I've kind of briefly touched upon this here and there, but I have different expectations for idol rappers and hip hop musicians. And for those of you guys who might not know, I lean a lot into the hip hop market. I very much pay attention to all the rookies and their meta, if you will. And I look at them with different standards, to be honest. Idol rappers, I don't expect them to be, giving me the best quality of rap, to be frank. I just don't. Because if you think about where the people were 10 years ago, or say, 10 years ago, they weren't that good. It was actually not that good at all. And compared to then, and now what you have now, it's a lot better. I think you guys can agree with this too. Remember, SM used to be infamous for having like not good rap verses. Now we have Mark, from NCT, solid rapper. I was very impressed when he came out with NCT 7th Sense. You guys have anything to add? I can keep going, but
Yeah, I feel like personally, as far as like expectations, I guess I am more lenient as far as the lyrical side of rap because of the nature of pop music and idol music in general, and how it's not necessarily a lot of the artist's input, at least in the beginning, where they get to make like lyric decisions, instrumental, like production decisions. So I guess it's good if it is there, like if the performer, the rapper gets to have some say and like has some experience and is good at writing their own lyrics, but I don't expect it. I really don't.
Right. Yeah, and one key distinguisher that I always make, right, is like there are rappers and then there are hip hop musicians. I distinguish those two heavily, right? Like for example, Pitbull. Nobody considers Pitbull a hip hop musician.
Worldwide.
Right. No. He's Mr. Worldwide over here. Like the bald guy can be bald all he wants. In that aspect,
Dale. Sorry.
I don't. I agree with you. It's nice when they bring in their artistry and they tell their story and bring in a whole narrative like that. I think that's cool. BTS does that a lot with their soul stuff. Yes. I think that's really cool. I think that's really interesting to look at. And while that being said, once they start doing stuff like that, once they start going on Show Me the Money, for example, right? Once they drop a mixtape, at that point I'm like, okay, you want to appeal to people as a hip hop musician. That's what you're trying to do. At that point, I have different standards, right? One of them is, are you keeping up with the current rap meta? Like, you don't want to sound like a rapper from 10 years ago. You never want to do that, right? That you don't want to do that if you're a K-pop artist. You don't want to sound like and look like a K-pop artist from 2010 right now, right? And that is a common theme I see over and over again, where like they kind of sound or look like and they feel like the flow has been a little outdated. At that point I'm like, not super excited. I don't know. How do you feel about this, Doug?
I have almost zero expectations for K-pop people rapping. I like to keep my expectations low because then when I'm surprised, I'm like, oh, that was pleasant, right? Like, for reference materials, I don't listen to rap all that much, I respect the art though. I think it's a very cool skill. Because I've tried, it don't work. You don't want to hear me rap; it'd be horrendous.
At one point we had a whole content idea.
Of Warren teaching me how to rap over time. That was gonna be a thing. We had a rap name too. I forgot about it already. We thought of a rap name. Oh, do you know what it was? Big D.
No.
No, that was it.
I want to forget.
All right.
It's too late, Anita. It's too late.
But so I'm someone who listens to girl groups almost not exclusively, but primarily, right?
Yeah.
On average, the rap skill and rapping in girl group songs is not as good as guy group songs. I'm not saying that girls can't rap, right? I'm just saying that on average, a lot of the times, a girl group song, they add in a rap verse and it doesn't really fit all that well, right? Because rap is more like an aggressive thing. Although it cannot be aggressive as well, but I think sometimes girl group songs, they just add it in, right? That being said, it's like, all right, so for the group, my favorite group is IZ*ONE, right? Yena's essentially the rapper in that group.
Shit.
I don't think anyone's gonna say Yena's a great rapper, right? The duck rapper does what she does, but I don't think anyone's gonna say like, "Yo, Yena's gonna pop off on Show Me the Money season 10," right? that just ain't gonna happen. Quacking all over the place, right?
I mean, speaking of Show Me the Money, right? And one of the reasons I think this question was asked was because of the two recent idols that were on the season of Show Me the Money, which is Changbin from Stray Kids and Usok from Pentagon, right?
Yeah, those were the notable two ones from this year. Yeah.
And I know that a lot of the fans were angry. Twitter kind of exploded. They were like, "Oh, you have Debo make it to rounds, 4 or 5, and you had, And I think that at that point, it's like some people are failing to understand that there are different expectations for different standards, right? I said this, that doesn't make any sense. Different expectations for different contexts, right? Like Debo, as much as people make fun of him, he is at the forefront of the trend. He is like, same goes for the guy. Yeah, no, same goes for the guy called Sky Minhyuk on the show right now. They are like completely offbeat, but on the beat at the same time. And it's that honestly, I think there is a lot of audible pleasure that comes from like breaking those boundaries. I think they're trying a lot of new things and it works really well. Whereas if you look at the stuff that Usok and Changbin are doing, I kind of get the vibe that they the lyrics, for example, was kind of something that people don't do anymore because it's kind of considered like, oh, like we did that 10 years ago, we don't do that anymore, right? Like at that point, that's a little something like, okay, well, I mean, you're on Show Me the Money, you're competing with other hip hop musicians. If you're not keeping up with the current meta for hip hop musicians, you know, it's kind of difficult. That being said, I think they still bring a lot to their community in K-pop. And
Yeah.
I was talking about this with a Discord person. I forget her name. It was someone at the Discord on the hip hop channel. And I did say it there, and I'll say it again. They are very stable, and for the amount of tongue twisting they're doing, it's incredible that they're really good at rap. I'm not gonna deny that. It's just not what's like popping off in the hip hop community right now.
So basically you're saying on an idol scale, really good, right?
Yeah,
But when you enter the arena that is the actual Korean rap game, you're gonna be judged like an actual Korean rapper.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
basically what you're saying?
Yeah.
And there's a different level of expectations, right?
I wouldn't even say level of expectations. They're just separate categories of expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for someone like me, as long as the rap fits the song, right, in any
Yeah.
K-pop song, and as long as it's not really taking away, I'm fine with it. Like,
Same.
I'm not listening to any of like the girl group songs or some of the guy group songs and expecting to be blown away by the rap section. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm ever going in thinking like this song is going to hinge on the rap section, period, right? Because there's a lot more to it than just that. So therefore, like my expectations, it's like I don't know. I'm just like I just hope it adds to the song, really.
Yeah.
What about you, Anita?
Well, yeah, like I said, I think for me, my expectations rely more on the lyrics, the lyrical, I guess, production side of
Yeah,
rapping, and the expectation with idols is that I don't really expect it to be there, like to have that input in your lyrics in the rap that you're performing, because especially for rookie groups, for debuts, like it's not something that you could have a ton of experience in, and that's totally fine. Like I don't think it's a prerequisite to rap in an idol song to be like an expert and to have like some sort of background in writing your own verses, you know, because that's not your focus at the time. But yeah, I agree 100% with Warren, where like if the idol artist decides to explore into the genre of hip hop and rapping and wants to just be more involved, you are going to be judged a little bit more on the context of like, what are you producing yourself? What are you writing about? Are you on trend? Like, are you keeping up with what's going on in the scene? That kind of stuff. And that makes sense. So I guess it depends on like what you're going for.
Yeah. On a different note, I think we're about to wrap up the conversation. But one thing I do note about current idol rap trends, especially with the male rappers, is that they're a lot of them seem to be focused on in terms of like showing off their rap skills and like very flashy, you know, like, which makes sense, right? Given that they have like what, 4 bars, 8 bars to showcase all of their talent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at that point it becomes very overwhelming, a little too flashy, and like, you know, like doesn't hurt to kind of pull it back a little bit, do something that fits the track a little more. You know, obviously she had way more bars to go off of last week, but Soyeon, or Akali, if you will, in the KDA
yes.
song, Akali gotta work, Akali got a job, you know, like.
I have a question though. How do you view like rap and K-pop songs where you know the rap isn't like top tier rap? You know what I'm saying? Like in Rocket Punch song, if there's a rap verse, I'm like you know, in a girl group there's a rap verse, like a rookie guy group there's a rap verse. Do you like cringe when it comes on? I've been like curious.
Are you talking about worldwide skirt? That
no,
thing?
but like in general, or like you know, most like Twice there's rap verses, right? Like
yeah, I mean,
how do you feel about it in general?
as long as it's not displeasing to listen to, I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
On beat.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's little like that doesn't happen often though. Most of the times I'm like, they rapped. That's cool.
I also think a lot of these idols just don't have the opportunity to show what they can actually do, right? Because they
That
have
is
so
true.
little. They have so little time.
Yeah.
They don't get a solo thing or like a mixed tape or a full verse. A lot of these like idols, we have no clue what they're capable of, considering,
true.
right?
Yeah.
And some of them just get like the opportunity to, like Soyeon. We've well established she's just a good rapper, period, right? Like, but I think that's the exception and not the norm. All right, I think that's good for this discussion, right, guys? Let's move on. Well, if you have any hot takes, fuego questions, or salty statements, which we added like weirdly a couple weeks ago, let us know on the YouTube comment section or on Discord, or email us or anything like that.
Yep.
All right, State of the Nation. What have I been doing? Okay, not super K-pop related. Journey to the New West. We always talk about this show.
Dude, last week was amazing.
This last week, episode 5, I want to say, was one of the funniest hour and a halves of TV you'll probably see in a while. They did this one game. I'm pretty sure you've seen idols play before, where you like count and do names, and there's like a beat that's like clap, 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 clap. That, and you say like Warren 4, and he has to say his name a bunch of times. That kind of game.
Warren.
That game. They played it on the show. It was legendary, right, Warren?
Dude, I think that is the variety moment of the year.
I think so too. It was like, I know we always say go watch Journey to the New West. Go watch Journey to the New West. Like, I'm serious.
Again.
There's subtitles for the show.
They come out very fast.
They come out within 12 hours.
Yeah.
You have no excuse. Go watch that show.
I honestly, dude, I could do a whole podcast about just New Journey to the New West. You guys are missing out if you aren't watching it.
That show is like the culmination of like 15 years of Korean variety work that these people have put in. Not
the
only
hosts,
the hosts, but also the production team.
Yep.
And this is the most refined and like distilled version of K-pop and concentrated version, not K-pop, of Korean variety. It's like the concentration of everyone's hard effort is this show.
Also,
right?
Pio from Block B and Winner, Mino of Winner, and Kyuhyun from Super Junior is on it. Like that.
Yeah, go check that one out.
You guys know those
the next thing, I don't have that much this week, but I'm gonna lead into something for Anita. So Produce 101 Japan announced the start of season 2. Anita?
Oh wow!
Yes, they did. And
how do you feel about that? And then also go on with what else you've been doing.
Yes, well, I haven't been doing much, so I'll focus on this. But I saw the announcement kind of by accident. So I was just looking at stuff from the first group that debuted from the first season, so JO1, because it hasn't even been a year since the group has debuted. So I was a little concerned. I clicked on the link, and they were basically introducing the application deadline. So the last day to apply for the show is December 6th. So you still have a month. So they're basically calling for applications. They're prepping like the title song and the trainers for the show. And I got a little excited because I saw a name I recognize very much in K-pop. So this is a choreographer. Her name is Rino Nakasone.
Oh, I know who she is.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's been doing... Yes. She did a ton of stuff with SM artists. And also in Western music as well. She did a lot of stuff with Gwen Stefani back in the day. She was on ABDC, America's Best Dance Crew.
Wow. She's linked with Taemin a lot too.
So she's done a lot of stuff for like SM in like their concert tours in Japan. So she's been very involved. And of course, I love her choreography, her style. Very, very like sharp, clean, like strong. It's very nice. And I'm excited to see what happens because she's going to be involved with this group. And at the same time, I had mixed feelings because, yes, I'm excited for this new season. It's going to be a guy season, which is odd because they usually go on and off. But they're going to do a guy group again. And I don't know. I feel like in... My reasoning would have been that, they're going to wait a little bit longer because it hasn't been that long. And 2020 has not been the best year for promotion. So JO1, the group that came out of the first season, hasn't done like too much. So it felt a little too early. It still feels a little too early, but I'm still excited because it seems like the quality of the show is gonna go up based on like the trainers.
Here's a list of the songs that Rino Nakazone has choreographed: Shiny's Replay, Juliet, Lucifer,
Yes.
Hello,
wow.
Love Like Oxygen, Girls' Generations, Oh Hoot, Mr. Taxi, The Boys, Paparazzi. Let's see, Boa's Shout It Out, FX is True, New A Bo, Hot Summer, TVXQ, Keep Your Head Down, Red Velvet's Rookie.
Oh man.
Wow.
She's done a lot. Yes. So like, it's exciting because I mean those title tracks, the choreography, I'm familiar with her work. And also like the other trainers, because they changed almost all of them from last season. I think only one of the vocal trainers remains from the original lineup. But they seem like to be very much involved in the music industry in Japan. We have like a former member
we got
from
the guy from
The Pump. We got from The Pump, and I remember they switched up the rapper trainer. I don't remember his name, but it seems like they're trying to up the quality, I guess, maybe the expertise as well, like to gain more.
Do you think
viewers.
they're moving more towards like a K-pop style even further?
I think they're gonna focus more on the training now, to be honest.
Okay.
I think in the first season it was a little rough because majority of these people, these participants did not have proper training in vocal, dance, performance in general. And it was cool because you got to see like regular people that wanted to be in the industry and they got a chance. But it's also like the gap in learning was very big. So hopefully, I guess maybe they focus more on like training and maybe like a longer training period. I don't know how it's gonna work out yet, but I'm excited. Still a little wary because I feel like I wish JO1 had more time just for themselves so that they could really establish the group. But it doesn't really hurt them because I'm sure they're gonna keep promoting. They're a permanent group. The contract doesn't end for them, so they're just gonna keep adding more artists under Produce 101 Japan, I guess.
I mean, they are coming back in 2 weeks in Japan.
Yes.
And it looks like 99 is returning as the host.
Yeah, they are.
Also, the rapper of the season is Ken the Sankyu-maru.
That sounds familiar, yes.
Yeah. I don't know him, but apparently
Ani,
that's
do you have
the guy.
anything else, or should we move on to Warren?
That's it for me.
Okay. What about you, Warren?
Hold on, I got a real quick shout out to a track before we dive into show. It's a song
You
called-
lagged.
Oh yeah, I have one quick shout out before we jump into Show Me the Money, and that's a track called Automatic Remix. It's a big posse track of a whole bunch of R&B artists. I think there's like 25 or so of them. And you might be like, well, Warren, I don't care about your stupid R&B hip hop people. Well, you're missing out. You're missing out, buddy, because J Park is on it. We have Lehigh on it. We have BB on it. We have Jamie on it. You know, we have all these big people, big names. You might check it out. You should check it out. I think it was really cool. It's rare internationally for like R&B artists to like come together on a whole track like this and kind of show off their. So that was pretty cool. Although I will say, not a song I would listen to when my parents are around.
It's
Lyrics
pretty
are a
explicit
little-
at times, and like for someone like me, I knew a lot of the names in the first half. Second half, I was like, who are these people?
Father, please punch my butt. That is
What?
a paraphrased version of what Lehigh sings. Which
Her verse is the most explicit verse
Yeah.
on the entire track.
I was not
Really?
gonna lie, a little surprised. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
look up the lyrics. It's like, okay, yeah, I see you getting a little freaky. It's okay.
it's a little freaky.
okay.
But yeah, and a lot of it's in English too. So again, unless your parents don't speak English, then I would like, but I think we should move on.
Yeah.
To Show Me the Money, season 9. I think the last episode we had the beginning of episode 3 and most of episode 4 was around the leader selection cipher. Basically what's going on, people come out, they do their little, each team has about 10 people right now. They do a cipher. One person who doesn't do well gets eliminated, and they pick 3 team leaders from the remaining group of 9 who will, team up for the round after that. So we had a whole bunch of nice versus what was not nice. I gave a shout out to this guy a long time ago, a while back. I think it was the first episode I talked about vice versa. This guy, second round he was completely offbeat. He was just completely offbeat. Third round he was again completely offbeat. He forgot his lyrics. And he started doing like, I don't want to impersonate it, but like,
Was it because he forgot his lyrics that he did that?
Apparently that's a real song.
Oh.
But like, you're doing a cipher. You can't come out and go, oh, on a Ferrari. For real. Like, you can't do that.
And a Bentley too.
Yeah, I'm a Bentley too. Look, I think he let me down. He got eliminated. Not gonna lie, I was kind of excited for him this year, and he was one of the top rookies I had for this year. A lot less excited now, but we'll see what happens to the guy. I had 2 other guys that stood out really a lot. And one is kind of obvious, but this guy called Swings. It was really impressive because the beat came on, and in exactly 2 measures, like 8 beats in 2 measures, he came out, and he was like ready to rap, and that was like, it was kind of incredible. He rapped a verse from a track called Otsapi featuring Justice, which is ironic because they dropped that song to congratulate Justice for joining Indigo Music. But he did his thing. It was, dare I say, nearly perfect. It's I should honestly stop mentioning him because
is he the front runner to win the whole show?
It's honestly probably gonna be him or a couple other people. Should I talk about them now or?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh. Well, I think it's up to Swings, or I would also put Mush Venom in that mix.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He incredible amounts of popularity for a good reason too. And he's very unique. I think he has a lot going for him, so I think he's possible. I think Kundi Panda is also a very front runner. Yeah. Which I was gonna mention him. Kundi Panda, I've been digging into his album from earlier in the summer, which I gave a shout out to a while back. Very great album, and he is an incredibly technically talented rapper. And the way he continues his groove throughout the track, it's just you gotta bop your head up and down. You just can't stop. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of groove, we have An Byung-woong on the thing as well.
Yes, I saw his bit.
Which track? You liked him, Anita, right?
Yeah, I did. I saw his little bit, which is interesting because in the previous seasons, he had like more like a old school style. Like the beats that he rapped in was very old school, and like he stuck to that a lot. So it was a nice change to see him on like a trap beat. It suited him a lot, I think.
Yeah, it was actually a lot more suitable and appropriate than I thought, and I was very impressed. And I know he got a lot of flack a while back for like being like too overly confident. What's the word for that?
Cocky?
Yeah, he was a little cocky in one of the interviews, and that gave him a lot of flack. But I think he has a lot to come back to. I think he's very talented and he has a lot going for him. So super excited for the guy. One more guy I want to shout out. There's a guy called Kitsioji. He hasn't been getting a lot of screen time, but he is. I think he has a very nice tone, very great albums behind the guy. I'm hoping he makes it far. He's kind of like my favorite like underdog of this season right now. So we'll see where that goes. Now that being said, I do try to make these Show Me the Money coverage. I try to keep it a little brief. I don't want to take like 50 minutes to talk about this. I know that not everyone listens to the watches Show Me the Money 9. There's a podcast that I've been listening to called Pink Slime. It's an interesting name. And they do like a play-by-play coverage of like everything that happened on the show. And at the moment, I think they're the only group or only podcasters that cover the show. So if you want to hear more about it, I definitely suggest you should check them out. That being said, turns out they have a YouTube channel. And they did this last season as well. So I heard their voices. I was like familiar with it. And then I went to their YouTube channel and I saw their faces. And now I know what the YouTube comments are talking about, right? Like when they're like when they see our faces for the first time. Remember Doug, like episode 15? They were like, "Oh, like you guys look nothing like what I expected."
You had that experience?
Right. I was like, "Oh man, wow.
You're so much uglier than we thought." Oh.
Okay, no, that's not what I said. But like, cause like previously, I was like, I was
talking about us. Like? I was talking about us. Not about them. I don't know.
Yeah,
what they look like.
that's okay. Good.
Why is your head so big, bro? God.
The entire time I was like, what do you expect us to look like? Green onion?
Now you get it.
Yeah, like. So I get that. I get that now. Feel free to leave those comments. I will not be salty anymore. That's it for today, Doug.
Oh, thank you, Warren. All right, next week. I wouldn't say it's like a fuego week, but there's a lot of interesting stuff that maybe we wouldn't normally cover, and I think that's good if we switch it up once in a while. Just so you know, in 2 weeks, the lineup is a dumpster fire in a good way for you, not in a great way for us. You want to hear this lineup? I start writing up the script for next week, which would have the 2 weeks from now group at the end, right? The groups that are slated to come out that week are aespa's debut, CM Blue, Woods, Momoland, Henry, Bay 137's debut, BTS, NCT 2020, and GOT7.
Why do they do this to us?
Yeah.
End of the year rush.
I don't know what we're gonna do that week. It should be a dumpster fire. We'll have to figure it out.
I'll figure something out.
But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Ada for joining me. We'll see you guys next time when we cover more music, I guess, and have fun. We'll see you guys then, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Dale.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Based, Mina, Jenai, Goku Mama, Jacob, Malfiar, NJ Park, Nam Wilson, Tier. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mod, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggle, and Wolf297.